Hello students, you are class 7th and today we shall read about the lesson number 6 of history. This lesson's name is Achievements of Sultanate. In the beginning of 13th century, Sultanate was established in India. The establishment of Sultanate is viewed as the start of cultural development in India. The Turks who came to India were not illiterate and barbaric people. They brought along with them their own religion, Islam, for which they had very deep faith. They also brought with them their own architectural, scientific, and cultural ideas and administrative skills. Similar to the Turks, Indian people as well had their deeply rooted views pertaining to religion, administration, science, culture, and architecture. Speaking generally, when they are two groups having determined and rigid approach of their own, there are always the chances of misunderstanding cropping up and clashes taking place. The same happened with the Turks and Indians who could not escape occasional confrontations. Society during Sultanate. The defeat of Rajput kings by the Turks had also developed a sense of fear and disruption in the Indian society, which had adversely affected political, social, and economical aspects pertaining to India. During the Turkish rule, the Muslim society was divided on the basis of caste and creed. The Muslims from Turkey, Iran, Afghan, and India took shelter of caste based restrictions in order to save their existence. They came confined within their own caste, restricting any kind of interaction with the people of other caste. Sufi saints and Bhakti movement, the religious and cultural ideas which the Turkish and Afghani people brought with them had their impact upon Indian society as well. Some of the vices which have penetrated Indian society were rigid caste system, useless show of wealth and class discrimination. Hence, some of the social reforms endeavored to develop mutual understanding and harmony amongst the members of society. They emphasized upon the need of worshipping God with the simplicity and purity of heart instead of rigidly adhering to religious rites and ceremonies. Thus, the feeling of religious tolerance against one another was strengthened. This kind of movement, started by the saints and social reforms, came to be known as Bhakti movement. Kabir, Guru Nanak, Dadu, Raidas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Tukaram, Ramanand, and Vallabhacharya are some of the esteemed saints belonging to this period. They preached in such a simple and liquid language which could easily be understood by the people at large. Even today, we read the couplets and other preachings of these saints with a deep sense of administration. Growing of new culture. On account of merger of Turkish and Indian culture, a new kind of culture developed regarding various issues and discussed below. Literature. During Sultanate, Persian was the official language in many parts of India. Hence, Persian language influenced many of Indian languages. Consequently, several of Persian words became the part of Indian language. During Sultanate, Delhi became the center of scholars from Arabic and Persian literature. Al-Baruni and Firdausi enjoyed the patronage of Mahmud Ghaznavi. Many poets and other scholars from Central Asia took shelter in the court of sultans of Delhi for fear of Mughals. The great literate of Persian literature, Amir Khusro, also lived in India. He profusely wrote about India, expressing his love and the honor for the country. During the same period, Malik Muhammad Jaisi wrote Padmavat. The religious reforms preached and wrote in the language easily understood by the common man. Guru Nanak and his disciples preached in Gurmukhi. Kabir wrote his Kapals, Dohas, using Hindi language, Mirabai sang in Brij Bhasha while Namdev sang in Marathi. Architecture. Sultans brought along with them renowned artisans and sculptors from Persia and Central Asia. The architecture of Muslims involved three significant features: mehrab, gumbad, minars, which are visible in all of their structures. The artisans and sculptors from India and those who came from Iran and Iraq learned a lot of each other. As a result of mingling of Indian and Muslim styles, a new style of architecture, popularly known as Indo-Islamic architecture, developed. Painting and music. During Sultanate, maintained from painting was very popular. Highly skilled artists were patronized by the kings. The maintained paintings were mainly drawn to illustrate the stories narrated in the books. The artists used to print the picture of their kings wherever asked. Development of ornaments. Banaras and Saurashtra were so popular for their swords during Middle Age. Thereafter, the art of sword making became popular in Lahore, Sialkot, Multan, Gujarat, and Golconda. The knives, jamdhar, arrows, and bows made in Rajasthan and Gujarat were in great demand. Development of medicine. Highly educated people expert in medical science received encouragement from the kings and the nobles. Tariq Firoz Shahi, written by Barni, mention about the famous physician and surgeon of that period, Maulana Badruddin, Maulana Sadruddin, Azmuddin, and Machendra were the some of such celebrated figures in the field of medicine. Agriculture. A very large section of the people followed agriculture in their main occupation. Trade and industry. The trade and industry did not suffer on account of Muslim inventions. The artisans and other craftsmen continued with their traditional occupations. During the same period, a new class of workers also emerged, such as those polishing utensils and making papers. Transportation. The people of that age were not aware of modern scientific instruments. Hand driven carts and draught animals were chiefly used as the means of transport. Decorated chariots were also used by the rich people of society. The horses and camels were used in taking passengers from one place to another. Administration during Sultanate. The Sultanate commenced in the year 1206 and came to the end in the year 1526. Thus, the Sultans ruled over India for a duration of 320 years. The status of Sultan were supreme during Sultanate. All the political, legal, and military powers were vested in him. He was responsible for the defense and safety of his subjects. Central administration. The office of Sultan was very important. He used to be highest officer of his army. Decisions regarding war or pertaining to some treaty were to be taken by him. Provincial administration. The entire Sultan was divided into many provinces, headed by a governor who was to be appointed by a sultan himself. The important duties performed by a governor including collection of various taxes and revenue. Local administration. Every province was divided into various districts called Sheikh. Every district was further divided into several parganas. Amir Sada had to administrate entire city or a group of 100 villages. Amir Sada, who was helped by many officials working under him. Mukaddam used to be hereditary chief of the village. Patwari had to maintain land-related documents. Every village had its own panchayat. Thus, village used to be the smallest unit of administration. Subedars who had developed their own estates. A time passed, many provinces of Sultanate in North India became independent states such as Jaunpur, Bengal, Malwa, Gujarat, Kashmir, and Bewar. This was the video for you, and this lesson is important lesson for you. Thank you very much.